Daycare culture in Australia. A hilarious and honest take on the cost, government help, and struggles for non-permanent residents. Australia is famous for its beaches, wildlife, and the fact that everything is trying to kill you. But if you're a parent, there's one thing that might feel even more deadly: daycare costs. Whether you're a student, a permanent resident, or someone desperately trying to survive in this expensive land, one thing is certain: childcare is no joke. Except in this video, because we're going to make it one. The Great Aussie Daycare Hunt. If you've never looked for daycare in Australia, imagine trying to get tickets to a sold-out concert, except instead of a concert, it's just a room full of toddlers eating glue. There's a wait list so long that by the time you get a spot, your child will probably already be in high school. Daycare centers here come in all shapes and sizes: fancy ones with yoga for babies, simple ones where kids eat Play-Doh while their caregivers pretend not to notice, and those in-between centers that promise learning but mostly involve a lot of Peppa Pig reruns. Cost breakdown: who pays what? Now let's talk about the most important part: money. Because nothing screams fun parenting experience like wondering if you need to sell a kidney to afford daycare. If you're a students in Australia are already broke. Between tuition, rent, and the occasional overpriced coffee, adding daycare costs feels like a cruel joke. On average, the cost per day for daycare ranges from $100 to $180. That's right, per day. Not per week. Per day. If you're a student on a visa, you're not eligible for much government support. This means you either 1. Work part-time and cry every payday. 2. Find a very rich relative. 3. Hope your child gets a scholarship for being adorable. Most student parents rely on flexible work, night shifts, or an unspoken agreement with their child that they just won't sleep until graduation. If you're a permanent resident, good news. If you have permanent residency, the government actually acknowledges your existence. The child care subsidy helps cover a significant part of the cost. Depending on your income, the government might cover anywhere from 50% to 85% of your daycare fees. This means instead of paying $150 per day, you might only pay $40 to $70, which is still enough to hurt, but at least you won't have to sell your car. The best part? Unlike students, permanent residents can apply for additional benefits like parenting payments or family tax benefits, which help cover childcare expenses. In short, life as a PR parent is like playing a video game on normal difficulty, while students are stuck in nightmare mode. Government facilities. The magical unicorns of daycare. There are also government-funded daycare centers, which are way cheaper than private ones. But getting a spot is harder than winning the lottery. Parents apply when their child is still in the womb, and even then, they might not get in until their kid turns 5. Some parents try bribing their way in, not with money, but with muffins, compliments, and sob stories about how their child refuses to nap. The struggles of non-permanent residents now. If you're not a permanent resident and don't have PR status yet, you're in the financial survival mode category. No government subsidy, no assistance, just you, your job, and your never-ending stress. Many non-PR parents resort to alternatives like family daycare, hiring a nanny, asking friends and family to help, taking turns with their partner. How hard is it to afford? Short answer: very. Long answer: imagine trying to juggle fire while riding a unicycle blindfolded. That's what affording daycare without PR feels like. Most non-PR families spend up to 50% of their income on childcare alone. That means if you're making $5,000 a month, $2,500 could go straight to daycare, leaving you just enough money for essentials like rent, groceries, and maybe a single treat: a small coffee, no sugar, no milk. Funny daycare realities. The sick kid conspiracy. Your child will be fine all weekend, but the second you drop them at daycare, instant fever. It's like they have a hidden radar that activates as soon as you have important plans. The artwork situation. Your child will proudly bring home a blob of glue and tissue paper. You must act like it belongs in the Louvre. Wow, honey, Um, Masterpiece. The surprise expenses. Just when you think you've paid everything, daycare will hit you with special activity fees. What's the activity? A magician visit. Cost? A small fortune. Is it all worth it? Despite the financial horror, daycare is a blessing. Your child gets social interaction, learns independence, and gives you a few hours of peace. Plus, daycare teachers are superheroes. They deal with tantrums, snot, and mysterious sticky hands daily. If you ever doubt how hard they work, try spending an hour with 10 toddlers and see if you make it out alive.